The Joe Rogan Experience.
But it's just that whole idea that you've got to decide. I mean, my life is so heavily affected by drugs, even though I had this whole, I'm not going to do any drugs.
Why did you have that decision?
I don't know. That's always, I've talked about this on my podcast forever. I try
How old
to.
Are you now?
What's it?
How old are you now?
I'm 64 years old.
And you have no experience with drugs other than
None.
medication,
medication,
surgery.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. I mean, yes, and I've had deep enough injuries that I have
You
experience.
just keep
morphine.
getting surgery because you love drugs.
Exactly.
It sounds like an excuse.
Well, Trey Parker said that my big flaw was never having been high. So,
we can fix that.
So I know. So he did fix that.
Did he?
I went in for dental surgery, serious dental surgery, and they fucked up. And the dentist told the nurse what he had given me in terms of painkillers, and she took that as what she was supposed to give me.
Oh.
So instantly doubled the dose. And I was so fucking high and out of my mind.
People can die that way.
Yeah. And I told my wife, through my haze of not knowing who I was, call Trey Parker. Trey came to Vegas and said, I want to sit with Penn High. And
so he flew in immediately while you were fucked up?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. How long did it take him to get to you?
He was planning on being there he came like a day early.
Oh, okay.
So he got there like I was still high, and Trey said, I didn't remember anything, and Trey said the next day, I was right, you should be high.
Well, there's different kinds of high,
yeah,
just like there's different kinds of music.
And I was very close to Lou Reed, and I was a very good friend of mine. And Lou said, speaking on behalf of the people of Earth, which I often do, we don't want to see you high, motherfucker. Don't do it. So Lou says no. Trey says yes. What does Joe say?
Well, Joe, this is interesting because I wanted to talk to you about this because we had a conversation a long time ago about this, and you said that, I'll remember this very clearly. I may paraphrase this, but you said, I think we've learned all there is to know, and I don't need to do it.
Yes, I said that, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wrong.
I think you should experience psychedelics because I think psychedelics are a totally different thing. They don't take you
Well, we
out.
know Sam Harris.
Sure.
And Sam Harris is the one who got me meditating.
Oh, awesome.
Which took him years of arguing with me. And now it's been 3 or 4 years that I have not missed a day. Not missed a day.
You have a problem. Here's one of your problems. You're very intelligent. You're also very large, and you're very articulate, and people like to hear you talk. So you just can talk, and you can take over. You could overrun things, and you can make an argument that people just go, all right, okay, and they step back. And that's good if you're trying to win an argument, but sometimes it's bad to take in ideas. And I remember when I had that conversation.
Exactly right.
Thank you. When I had that conversation with you, I remember saying, I'm going to revisit this someday. And one day, I want to get Penn fucked up on mushrooms. Yeah. That's what I remember thinking. Like, it might be a good thing for... Well, the best thing for you would be something that doesn't take very long. Just so you can, like DMT is the best one because it takes like 15 minutes and it's over. And then your body brings it back to baseline almost immediately. So you literally travel to another dimension and then you're back and you don't have to worry about any overdosing because it's an endogenous chemical. Your body knows exactly what to do with it. It's one of the quickest chemicals that your body can break down and bring back to baseline.
In my defense, from the very beginning of my not doing drugs, which is an odd kind of baseline there, I always left the door open for psychedelics in the heart. What I disliked the most was wine with dinner.
Really?
I disliked the most social kind of lubrication.
Wine with dinner is amazing.
I'm doing this in past tense. That's where I always was, and I always left open the possibility of some of the more intense stuff.
Wine with dinner is a delicious drug. It's one of the rare delicious drugs. Like, I like whiskey, but let's be honest, it tastes like shit. It's weird. You're drinking this stuff, like, woo! Like, it's got kind of a good flavor, but it's like, it's harsh. You can't drink it. Like, it can't fuck with Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid tastes way better than whiskey, right? Kool-Aid's cheap. You just mix it up. It tastes delicious. It's way better tasting. But, wine has a delicious taste that you can enjoy.
Here's my problem. One of my many problems. We'll detail more than one.
Okay.
But I have no skill at moderation. I'm 64 years old, and I've never been able to do anything with moderation. So I think if you told me we're going to do acid for the rest of our lives every single day, you could make that argument. The idea for me that's hard, like I said, when I said I was meditated, I haven't missed a day.
Maybe you should microdose.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We'd give you a little right now, just a little spray.
You do microdosing sprays.
I got
I'm
one.
not going to do it now.
No?
I want to think about it a little bit before.
Okay.
Although it would be pretty boss.
You tell me when. I'll open the box.
You got the box right there.
I got a box right here.
Yeah. So, how often do you? So, I was gonna answer that question. I have a zillion answers to why I've never done drugs, and none of them are, of course, true because we don't have access to that stuff that we really do. But my parents and my whole family in back generations, teetotalers. So there was never alcohol in the house, ever. I never saw my parents take a drink. When it was on TV, it was a totally different thing. It just didn't happen. They never preached about it. They never said, don't drink. They never said, don't do drugs. It just never was in the house. And that statistically has a huge effect on people. And then the first people I fell madly in love with, Lenny Bruce, Jimi Hendrix, had been, in my mind, killed by drugs. And I kind of said, ooh, people that have this kind of personality, when they get into drugs, they sometimes have trouble. And I think that maybe being 19 years old and trying to get into show business, that maybe being the sober one allowed the dumber guy to do a little better, as everybody else kind of got out of my way, as they were fucked up some of the time, I could get other stuff done. And then that starts reinforcing. But that may no longer be valid.